Hey, everybody out there in YouTube, how's it going? This is Brett, TNArtist. Just wanted to touch base with you. So I've tried doing a challenge now, a 25-minute per day challenge of practicing painting or drawing or creating or something in the creative field that I can do. So I decided to start with this. And what I'm doing here is I've taken a canvas, it's 10 inches by 10 inches, about 200 pixels per inch. And using the roller brush, I'm throwing in a bunch of different colors. And sorry if I seem distracted. My cat, every time I get on a microphone, likes to get in my lap and she's chewing all over my stuff. And I don't know why. Anyway. So yeah, so what I've decided to do is take 25 minutes a day, not trying to get super detailed, but trying to just relax and paint, or like I said, create anything. It may be paintings, it may be drawings, it may be whatever. Artrage is really an easy one to do this in because I can record it as I'm going. And that's what I've done here. So I figured I'd turn this into a quick little how-to and tell you about it, and maybe even issue a challenge to anybody that'd be interested in doing it along with me, because I'd love to see what other people create. So what I'm doing here is I've taken a canvas, like I said, 10 by 10, 200 DPI, and smeared in some oil. I'm staying pretty much on one layer, and I've took the roller and blocked in some quick colors, and then from there I laid in more oil paint and decided to start shaping some clouds and stuff, kind of getting a feel for it. So I wanted to do like a rocky desert landscape kind of thing, so that's what I'm doing here, is blocking in color, going with some of that bluish color in the background and smearing it over. The preset actually for the oil brush that I'm using is the dirty brush, so that's why it's not really cleaning itself, but instead it's just layering over. I did go back in and adjust it. Would you stop with the eating my stuff? What is it with you? So then I wanted to do it in, so the light source is obviously coming from the left side, and wanted to start sculpting in the rocks and trying to stay loose. I did look at some Sargent paintings, trying to look at how he did. His stuff is very impressionistic, but it has a lot of details to it, and but those details are just impressions. It's light. It's just different colors doing different things. Oh my God! Stop! Get down, you crazy cat. Anyway, sorry guys. I'm also not going to edit these as much as I have in the past. It's just me. Just being myself. So that includes my cat getting in my lap and being crazy like she just was, then hey, it's included. So yeah, so looking at his stuff, trying to maintain really loose brush strokes and block in the colors to get an idea of the landscape. And one of the things I really love about like Sargent's paintings and some of the other Impressionists is the way that they use different things like the purples and the oranges and the reds to really convey a lot of it. So that's what I was doing here. Then I decided, okay, I want to get more texture. So I've made several stencils that are just different textures of stuff that I've taken pictures of, and then I turn them into a stencil and paint through them. And that's what I'm doing here. I like the texture that it gives me. It kind of breaks up and gives it a much more organic feel. So that's what I'm doing, is going through it, and then I'll move the stencil and take a look back at it, and then I'll do it some more and soften it up a little bit and play around with it. But I just really like the fact that it just randomly breaks up the paint as I'm doing all this. So that's what I was doing. You can see, like I said, I'm just smearing in color. Wasn't trying to get detailed, and very much on purpose. It's like I don't want to get stuck in the minutia of all the details. And I was taking some of the color from the rocks and stuff and smearing them into the paint to kind of give them some of those purples and orangish colors and everything else into it, and then just thinking about the clouds and the direction they're going, and really again just trying to get an impression of the light that's coming through. So that's what I'm doing right here. Like I said, it's took me about 25, maybe 30 minutes. I did it while I was taking a break from doing some other work. and would just work on it, and then I'd come back to it, a little bit here and there. So really, I did probably 5-10 minute chunks, and which was nice because it gave me a chance to step away, come back, look at it, see what I didn't like, what I did like, change the layout of it and everything else. So it was a nice way to work. It was very fluid, very flexible and relaxing. So and I think all in all, for a sketch and a study, not a bad looking thing. So so yeah, I tried to just play around with some of the different colors, and then in the background, one of the things I realized is that this right hand side is just so open that it's very left heavy with that big mountain there. So I thought about, well, what if I put maybe some rain, some darkness back there to give it a little bit more weight, right there, just visual weight to balance it out. And I thought, I did think about putting a house right there. That's what that was, that little red dot. But then I thought, no, I'm just going to throw some far off distant mountains, use a little aerial perspective to make them just back in the distance, and play around with those shadows, because that's really the main thing I wanted to play around with. It wasn't so much about doing composition in a finished painting as it was just trying to practice, trying to get comfortable with the painting. I am using my Huion tablet, which I really love. I'm able to paint right on it, and has that same feel of using the oil brushes and everything else. So I really, really enjoy doing it. And then I decided to put a little stream here to lead you back. Ideally, what the composition is doing here is the little river part right here leads back to the mountains, which the mountains then hopefully lead you back over to the big mountain, and then the big mountain leads you back down to that rock in the front, and then just kind of starts this whole visual circle. If I was going for more of a completed painting, I probably would have done a little bit more in the upper right to do something there to give it a little bit more balance for composition, but yeah, decided to just kind of keep it like this because, like I said, I wasn't necessarily going for a finished painting, just a practice. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave questions and leave comments. Also, try this. I would love to see if anybody tried it, if they did the 25-minute challenge of trying to create and shared it, and maybe we can get a little thing going. I'll have another one posted later today, and that way you can see it as well. And I'm trying to get more consistent with this as far as posting stuff and hopefully sharing out. But if you got any questions about thought process, about what I did here, how I laid it out and all that kind of stuff, just let me know. I appreciate everybody that takes a view of these and leaves a comment or suggestion. I learn a lot from you guys, and hopefully you learn something from me as well. So I appreciate it. Like I said, make sure to like and subscribe, share it, tweet it, enjoy it. All right, I'm going to go find what my cat's getting into. So thanks.